Hello boys and girls and welcome to a new series on the channel. No, I'm not in a New York shirt. I know, it feels very weird. The lights are red and make me look a bit evil, I think. They're not the normal blue. But yes, we are back. This is a new series. I'm not sure at the time of recording what it's going to be called. So it's either What Would FM Do, Simulate This, or What FM Thinks. But anyway, welcome to the first episode of this mini-series, experiment series type thing. Because this video is an experiment of the experiment series. Today's episode is Sheffield United in Europe. Of course, there's no denying Sheffield United have had an unbelievable season in the Premier League. Their first season after getting promoted, and they're hovering around those European places. Of course, since Project Restart, they haven't had the best results, and they're slightly falling away from the Champions League spots, shall we say, which we're going to test first. But yes, this episode is going to be testing Sheffield United in the Champions League and in the Europa League to see how the current team would do. We've given them a bit of money, but we'll go into that in a bit. Yeah, let's just jump straight into it. And we're not these videos are not going to hopefully be that long. Before we start, I have to give a massive shout out to the main man, which is Aberrant FC. I've already said about him in one of the videos before. He helped me put the New York database together with the little adjustments of Andrea Pirlo and David Villa as the coaching staff. I've got a hair. And he also helped me create the database today to put Sheffield United into the Champions League and the Europa League. So yeah, I have to thank him for that. He makes good Football Manager content, trust me. So I'll leave his link in the description below. He's a top lad. Go give him some love, give him subscribe. Head over to his Twitch as well. I mean, you'll find all those links on his page. But yes, go and check him out. What a guy, man. Okay then, so let's jump straight into it. This is Sheffield United, and this is the database where they're going to be in the Champions League, okay? So I've made a few adjustments as well, because of course, if they're going to finish in the Champions League spots, they're going to get some more money and stuff like that, and their reputation's going to be boosted. So let's go through. I've made notes. Let me go through them. So we've boosted their rep, which is normally 6,300. We've boosted that to 7,000 for the Champions League. We've boosted their balance to 50 million. I think it starts like minus 13 million in the game. So yeah, they'd get obviously a lot of money, TV rights, stuff like that, if they're finishing in the Champions League spots. So we've boosted that to 50 million. We've given their wage budget to 200k a week. I don't know what that was originally. I think it was like 30k a week maybe. So we've put that to 200k, a lot of money. And also transfer budget to 40 million pound. Of course, this isn't going to be entirely accurate because, I mean, I don't know what sort of money you get if you get in the Champions League, really. I mean, we've guessed it on the game, and of course, I think in real life you actually get a lot more than it would say in the game. And we also want a bit of a fun aspect in there as well, don't we? I've given them quite a bit of money because I want them to sign someone. I want us to come back at the end of the transfer window and see Cristiano Ronaldo was signed for Sheffield United to play in the Champions League. I mean, that would be unreal, but we'll have to see. So yeah, we've made those few changes. Okay, so looking at their squad then, before we start this, of course, Dean Henderson's still going to be there for this season because we're starting this from the 19-20 season as if they were in the Champions League already. So basically, in a way, they've got a championship squad with the signings they made in the summer straight into the Champions League. We're not expecting them to do that well, of course, but it should be fun to see anyway. Dean Henderson, of course, is going to be there, even though he's only on loan for this season. Might be on loan for next season as well. That's the thing. We don't really know. If we sort it by value, we're able to use the best player. John Fleck is apparently, on terms of value-wise, their best player. Of course, an unbelievable revelation in the Premier League this year. Played very well. Good centre midfielder. Along with Sanderberg, who came in January, another good player as well. I mean, Champions League quality. He has played Champions League, hasn't he? Genk, yeah. Genk, Champions League quality. 22 million signed in January. Decent. The way they play as well is quite different to a lot of teams in Europe. So, I mean, whether they stick to that in Europe and in the game, that might catch a few teams out. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, they've got a decent squad to start with. Of course, we've given them some money as well. Nice. I'd love to see Billy Sharp, mate, banging in goals in the Champions League. That would be something to see, wouldn't it? Wow. But yeah, decent squad to be fair. We've given them a bit of money. We're going to come back after the transfer window in this Champions League season and see if they've made any big signings. Let's hope they have, because if they haven't, the whole thing's ruined from the start. Okay, then here we go. 1st of September 2019. I think that is the transfer window closed now. I'm not really sure, but it's quite a good time to come back. I haven't looked at anything, so I have no idea what's happened. We're going to find out together. But they would have started the season. Hopefully by now they would have also got the Champions League group as well, so we can see who they're going to face. But yeah, hopefully they've signed some players. Hopefully it's worked. I'm thinking that Sheffield United might spend more than 40 million if they were in the Champions League. So maybe that I've given them a little too little money, but we'll see. A little too little. Interesting. Anyway, Sheffield United. We've clicked. Hold on. Eric Lamela is playing up front for Sheffield United here. I mean, fair play. They've signed Eric Lamela. For 25 million from Tottenham. So far, he's played 3. He's not done anything, really. But that's neat. Is that the only signing then? Let's have a look at their transfer history. Will Hughes as well from Watford for 19 million. Interesting purchase. They're definitely the two bigger signings. Maybe that is just those two. Interesting, to say the least. I mean, will use both in the starting lineup. I'm not sure I'd play Eric Lamela up top, to be honest. I mean, he's very good, to be fair. I mean, why we got two eyes staring at us here? We don't want this. We want this one. This one's better. He's got decent stats, to be fair. I mean, I'm not sure with that 11 finishing. I mean, that decent, unbelievable composure, to be fair. I'm not sure I'd play him up top. But yeah, I mean, they're deciding to. He hasn't scored yet, so it's not exactly working for them. I mean, poor Billy Sharp. I mean, he's not going to get a game now if they decided to play him up top. Okay, so far in the Premier League, they've played 4 games. They've won 1, drawn 1, and lost 2. So it's not a bad start, to be fair. Sitting in mid-table, fairly decent. Let's have a look who they've got in their Champions League group then. We're going to do it from the schedule so we can slowly reveal it. Who have they got? Dynamo Kiev, winnable. Ajax, Bayern Munich. Oh, okay. Ajax and Bayern Munich's a tough one. Dynamo Kiev, though, I feel like they could do a job there. Interesting about these two, I mean, they might be set for the Europa League here. We might end up doing both experiments in one season here, but that would be interesting. I think what we're going to do, we'll come back at around the end of December, because then the Champions League group stage will be done, and they'll be heading into the January transfer window, and potentially the knockouts of the Champions League if they get there. Hopefully they at least get Europa League. I mean, this could all go very wrong, but yeah, Dynamo Kiev, I'm feeling they could do a job against them. Ajax, I'm not really sure about Ajax really. I mean, on paper, Ajax are probably the better side. But, I mean, if they perform anywhere near like they have in this season, Sheffield United, in real life, I mean, they could definitely... as I said, it's the way they play as well could cause some problems. I mean, if they could beat... Imagine if they went to the Allianz and beat Bayern Munich. That would be unreal. Anyway, I will see you guys on the 20... Not 20. We'll go to the 1st of Jan. I'll see you on the 1st of Jan, everybody. Okay, so here we are then, 1st of January 2020. Let's have a look at how Sheffield United have done in both the Premier League, but more importantly, the Champions League. Oh, looking at that then, they are 17th in the league. Oof, 19 points after 20 games. They've lost 11, won 5, drawn 4. So weirdly, I was speaking to Aberrant when we were talking about the changes and what we're going to do for this database. I said I wouldn't be surprised if they got relegated, because I think the stress it puts on the squad and stuff playing in Europe, and especially with a squad that wasn't expecting it, of course, I've just dumped them in there. It's like they've been promoted. I'd be like, here you go, play Champions League football as well. And they're like, oh, what? So yeah, they're in 17th. They've not done amazingly. Are they still in the Champions League? Let's have a look. So... they drew with Dynamo Kiev. They lost to Ajax. They lost to Bayern Munich. They drew to Bayern Munich. They beat Dynamo Kiev and lost to Ajax. So are they? Oh no, they're not in it. I thought I was going to say Champions League. Let's have a look at where they must have finished 3rd then in their group. Are they in Group B? Did it say? No. What, Josh? Check what group they're in, mate. Group C. Group C, everyone. So looking at their Champions League group then, of course, they came 3rd in the end, getting 5 points from their 6 games. As you can see, Bayern Munich and Ajax ran away with it, to be fair, getting 14 and 13 points. Dynamo Kiev down there with just the 1. So it does mean that Sheffield United's European journey continues into the Europa League, meaning we don't have to do the next season of simulating the Europa League. We're just going to carry on from here, because they're already in it, aren't they? So they've got into the knockout rounds now, and they're playing Sporting Lisbon. As you can see, the fact that they've been in Europe, their league form has suffered massively because of it. Look at all those Reds. I mean, they're not having a good season at all, sitting in the 17th as we just saw. It'll be interesting to see whether in the start of the new year, when they haven't got any European games, whether they'll be able to turn that form around while they haven't got that other distraction. I mean, of course, the Europa League is only just around the corner. But interestingly, if they get knocked out here, whether again their form season upturn towards the end of the season when they've just got to focus on one competition. Interesting to see. So we'll come back. We'll come back at the end of January. If they haven't made any signings, I will see you at the end of the season. But yeah, I mean, interesting so far. The fact that they've got 3rd, I mean, that's decent. Okay, so we're finally at the end of the season. I did go to the end of January and they didn't make any signings. So yeah, I think if we were to do this again, maybe a bit more money probably would have helped them out. They would have got some, of course, for qualifying for the Europa League knockout round. So, I mean, that's something. But let's have a look then. Let's go to Sheffield United. Please, I hope they've not been relegated. Oh, no. They've finished bottom of the league. Oh no, Premier League. Oh no, they've finished bottom. That's actually, I'm quite impressed with myself. I did actually predict this. I mean, you guys will never know because, as far as you know, I've just said that to you on camera, and I could have edited it wherever. But Aberrant knows. If you were watching this, Aberrant, you know I said they would get relegated, and they have been relegated. They've got 32 points from 38 games. They've won 8 of them. Wow. I mean, Eric Lamela could be playing Championship football next season, which is an interesting thought. But let's have a look. How did they get on then in the Europa League? Where are we here? This is November, so we want to go down to February 1st. So they played a friendly against Zenit, drew 1-1. Champions League or Europa League opposition, drew 1-1. Interesting. Wow, look at that. They smashed Sporting 4-0 at Bramall Lane. I mean, it's a tough place to go for any team. I bet the Portuguese side were quite shocked from the sound and the support and stuff like that. But Billy Sharp scored in the Europa League. That's pretty cool. Oliver McBurney got 2, and Luke Freeman scored in the 80th minute to beat them 4-0. Then they went to their place and drew 1-1. Billy Sharp on the score sheet again. What a man! Oh wow, that is mad. So they got into what's that? Round of 32. Is that so? They got into the last 16. Who did they play in that? Valencia. So they at home drew 2-2, 2 away goals. I mean, that is tough, to be fair. Billy Sharp scoring again, by the way. Just looking through, actually, Billy Sharp scored a lot of goals. We'll have a look at top scores and stuff like that in a minute, but he scored a lot of goals for them. Carlos Soler, don't know, got sent off for Valencia, but as I said, those 2 away goals. Gabriel Paulista, by the way, ex-Arsenal, scoring it against them as well. So I imagine with those 2 goals that they were knocked out here, were they? Is that the next game they played? That's Valencia there. That's a green. They won. They beat them 3-1. Wow. 3-1 at Valencia Stadium in the Mestalla. Ferran Torres gone for them. McGoldrick, John Fleck. I'm in shock. That is unbelievable. So that means that's the round 16. They got into the quarterfinals of the Europa League. Who did they get any further? Who did they play? Benfica. They lost 1-0. Was that away or was that home? They lost 1-0 at home. That's not great. A João Santiago penalty after 18 minutes. An injury to Dean Henderson as well. Not great for them, of course. But yeah, an away goal for Benfica. Did they manage to turn it around at Benfica? No, they lost 2-0 to Benfica in Portugal. Weren't able to turn it around. So they got to the quarterfinals, to be fair. That's pretty unbelievable. For a team that have now finished bottom of the Premier League, they got to the quarterfinals of the Europa League. That is mad. I feel a bit bad. I feel like I've accidentally relegated Sheffield United by giving them Champions League football, which turned into Europa League football. But either way, their top scorer this season was Ollie McBurney, who scored 5 in the Premier League, 2 in the FA Cup, 2 in the Champions League, and 2 in the Europa League, meaning 11 goals he got for them this season. I mean, as a side that got relegated, to have their top scorer only scoring 11, you can see they definitely struggled for goals in the end. To be fair, we said that Billy Sharp scored quite a few. How many did he actually get? He got 6 in the Premier League. He got 3 in the Europa League, so 9 altogether. So to be fair, 20 goals between 2 strikers is not bad. We want to have a look. Hold on. Key player Sander Berger. Is Lamela still here? Is Lamela left? Has Lamela gone? Where is he? Eric Lamela. No, he's injured. That's not good then, is it? He got injured back in February. Oh, okay. So he was missing for a large... He got injured in the friendly, actually. Wow. So he was missing for a large part of the season. That probably had a big effect, to be fair, on where they finished in the end. How many goals did he score? He scored 8 goals in total. 6 in the league, 1 in the FA Cup and 1 in the Champions League. So he's been out for nearly half of the season. Big money signing from Tottenham in the summer, and he's been out for half of the season. Wow. That obviously doesn't help. If we're looking at the most assists as well, Luke Freeman got 9 assists, to be fair to him. That's not bad return from the centre mid. Did we point him out at the start of the video? I'm not sure. We definitely pointed out John Fleck. But to arrive from QPR for 4.5 million, then be playing Champions League football and getting 9 assists is not bad. He got 2 assists in the Champions League, actually. 3 in the Prem. 2 goals as well in the Prem as well, which is interesting. 1 goal in the Europa League. So 3 goals, 9 assists altogether for Luke Freeman. Good turnout from him in the end. But yeah, bit of a shame they've got relegated. I kind of want to go to the end of next season now to see if they get straight back up, because I imagine the money they would have got from being in the Europa League, and especially getting that far in the Europa League as well. I imagine they would have got quite a bit of money. It'd be interesting as well to see who leaves. So I might sim that now. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll release the clip on Twitter at the end of next season to see how they did, so if they got straight back up or whatever. But yeah, if you do want to see that, let me know. Thank you guys for watching. If I've done something wrong in this video, which is a high possibility because it's my first ever one and doing some sort of experiment video, let me know. Stick it in the comments down below, and I'll improve it for next time for you. Leave a like if you have enjoyed. Please subscribe. We're so close to 200. I think we're like 6 away or something to 200 subscribers, which is crazy stuff. Thank you guys for always coming back. There will be more of these experiment videos. I'll just have to think of the ideas in the first place. So if you've got any ideas as well, leave the comments are going to be popping. I mean, I say that now, they might not be, but please make the comments popping. If you want to see anything, let me know, and we'll give it a go. I'll chuck it in. I'll get Aberrant to help. I'll be like, oh mate, help me out. Can you help me do this, please? But yes, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys soon.